know what to say? Don't get Trina, fat man and his M&M cookie. No, don't leave. I have a story to tell you. You know, tonight's special is over cases that shouldn't have happened. And I'm your host, Philip U. Ulysses. But you guys can just call me PU. Tonight we're talking about a classic, Gitlow versus New York. It was set during the first Red Scare. So as you know, there's a lot of communist problems. And it addresses freedom of speech. Here's a quick summary that my friend Griffin Thompson wrote over this. Gitlow versus New York, a case in which the U.S. Supreme Court ruled on in June 8, 1925, that the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment protects free speech, which states that the federal Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. It applied also to state governments. The decision was the first in which the Supreme Court held that the 14th Amendment Due Process Clause required state and federal governments to be held at the same standards in regulating speech. The case arose in November 1919 when Benjamin Gitlow, who had served as a local assemblyman and his associate, Alan Larkin, were arrested by the New York City police officers for criminal anarchy. An offense under New York state law. Gitlow and Larkin were both part of the Communist Party and publishers of the Revolutionary Age, a radical newspaper in which they printed the left-wing manifesto, which advocated the violent overthrow of the U.S. government. Although Gitlow argued that the trial had no violent action, which precipitated by the article, he was convicted, and the conviction was upheld by the court. You see, this is a classic case of the United States government just taking away our freedom of speech. Enjoy this clip as we show you the real story of what happened to Gitlow and Larkin.
You don't need to write that.
Of course I do. How else do people understand the wonders of communism?
You are being too radical and fearful of the authorities. You know they are really cracking down on the communist supporters.
That's why I must incorporate this last sentence in order for people to stop being terrified and appreciate communism.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Rousseau's fault.
Dang right it won't happen again. You commies are under arrest for anarchy.
Oh, what is this? What happened to freedom of speech?
Shut up, tell it to the judge.
This madness! This is not the end!
Yeah. Remember, boys, they cannot try you for anything that's not hardcore evidence. Okay? Just keep quiet, keep your mouth shut, and look straight ahead.
All rise for your Honorable Judge Jonathan Smith.
Oh, sorry. Forget about that part. Let me sit it. Hey, keep playing. I received the police report from the arrest and decided that both of you are guilty of criminal anarchy. You'll both be punished to the full extent of the law.
So what do you want?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh no, you don't.
Yes, I did.
You both are gonna have 5 to 10 years. That should teach you to behave to a person like me.
This is not the end. Just shut up. I will take it all the way to the top.
As you can see, Larkin and Gitlow on a heap of trouble. Let's stay tuned to see what happens next.
Order! Benjamin Gitlow, after reviewing and consulting not just my fellow judges, but our nation's most fundamental and basic laws, we have come to the conclusion that you are guilty of criminal anarchy.
No!
In trying to disrupt and destroy the peace, your old ruling stands at 5 to 10 years at a state penitentiary.
No! You curse you Americans!
I'm kidding! Oral arguments before the Supreme Court took place on April-November 1923, and the court issued its ruling, written by Justice Edward T. Sanford in June 1925. The court upheld Gitlow's conviction, but perhaps ironically, the ruling expanded free speech protections for individuals, since the court held the First Amendment and was replaceable to state governments through due process clause of the 14th Amendment. The majority opinion stipulated that the court assumed the freedom of speech and the press, which protected the First Amendment from abridgment by the states, and ruling that the convention was constitutional. However, the court rejected the queer and present danger list established by Sneak Inc. US. Instead, used the bad or dangerous tendency test. The New York State law was constitutional, while the state cannot responsibly be required to differ from adoption of measures for its own peace and safety until the revolutionary alterations led to actual disturbances of peace and immediate danger of its own destruction. But it may, in exercise of its judgment, suppress the threatened danger and its implicity, which a eloquent dissenting opinion, Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. and Louis Brandeis held the clear and present danger tones, arguing the ruling which enabled prohibitions on speech that simply advocated potential violence and was eventually dismissed by the Supreme Court in 1930s, and later as the court became more restrictive in the types of speech that the government could permissibly suppress. Thank you.
Great, you woke up the neighbors again.
Sorry, Mrs. Ross, for screaming around.
Dang right, you're right.
You don't need to say that.
Of course I do. How else will everyone understand the wonders of communism?
You are being too radical and not fearful of the authorities. You know they are really cracking down on the communist supporters.
Of course they are. But how else will people understand how communism is like and what they cannot understand?
You know they are really cracking down on the communists.
What do you want?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh no, you can.
I did.
You will both receive 5 to 10 years. Sorry. I want the truth.
Dang it!